Recruiting industry, what the heck happened in 2023? Let's do a quick recap. Hey, welcome to the Millionaire Recruiter. I'm Brianna Rooney, your Millionaire Recruiter. And if you have not seen this channel before, yep, it's all about making you the next Millionaire Recruiter, which means you need to learn and embrace, and let's do this. So I'm sure we're pretty tired of 2023 at this point, recruiting industry. But what did we learn? We learned the most through failure, through chaos, through pivoting. So let's really talk about it so we can, here's basically like what not to do almost, okay? Here's the thing. Recruiting can fall at any moment. I feel like, a year and a half ago, 2 years, we were at a high. We were like, recruiting is finally getting what it deserves, the reputation it deserves, the salaries, right? We're all making some big bucks. It felt great. But at the end of the day, it can fall at any moment and it can fall hard. So what does that mean? We got to take care of what's going on up here at any given moment. Okay. What we also learned is that networking is not just like, oh, it's good to network. It is very important. It is a must have. You can never stop networking. You can never take your foot off the pedal. Okay. Regardless if you're an agency recruiter or if you're an internal recruiter. Agency, you can never take off, you can never stop doing biz dev. And then even internal, you can never stop networking. And essentially biz dev networking, it's kind of like one and the same. Something else that you have to do, and a trend that we learned from, is that tech is crucial, okay? You have to stay on top of what's going on when it comes to those trends. What's available? What system should I use? Whether it's an ATS, a CRM, AI, okay? So now let's talk about AI. What I feel like the trend that we learned was it's not going to replace us, but companies are going to try. Okay, so we're feeling that right now. Companies will try. However, what we learned from this is we have to keep enhancing ourselves with AI. And I think that that's a really strong trend that we learned from. If you haven't yet, well, let's do it, right? Another thing is that recruitment marketing is also not just a nice to have. It is an absolute crucial thing we have to have. Okay. So again, whether or not you're an agency or an internal, you have to know how to sell the company, the role, the team way more. You have to put out the content about it. People have to know who you are. Remember, you are a brand. That's powerful. I have to say that's something that I've learned in the last year. And yes, if you just got to my channel, I have done this since 2018, but I didn't start to do it as a brand. I started to just do it as paying forward. And then I realized, oh, wow, I'm a brand. Okay, cool. So now I can really make sure that what I'm doing is not just helping, but it can also help me in return. And that's what's really important. That's something that I really hope that you're inspired to do yourself. So also, if you love this, please like it and subscribe and do all those things and keep listening because that's what I'm still here for. That's still where my heart is. Another, thing that we've learned is that when you are closing a candidate, is way more than just compensation. Can we still, come on, raise your right hand. I, as a recruiter, am not only going to care about compensation when closing my candidate. You have to start from the beginning. Your intake calls, the recruiter screen, whatever you call those, that's that moment. What is your candidate motivators? Okay. Closing happens throughout. Do they like the hiring manager? Do they like the product? Do they like the role? Do they understand where it's coming from? Right? Yes. Money is what makes the world go round. This is why you're on this channel, probably, right? There's lots of it to be made in the recruiting industry. However, just because that's something you love doesn't mean that that's what always motivates your candidate. And there's lots of way more things to sell than just compensation. And last but not least, I would say on what we learned from 2023 is that soft skills are desired now more than ever, which means you as a recruiter, it's so important that you are prepping your candidate for interviews, not just the what to expect, although yes, that comes with candidate experience, but it's also who's the hiring manager? What are the team's cultures, mission, values? You have to prep them for that. I'm sure, hopefully, again, whether you are internal or agency, You know what makes this team tick. You know what type of person that they want. And if you don't, if you're literally just a recruiter that's looking at a job description and you're not having deep conversations with your hiring managers and team, you're really missing a big part of recruiting and definitely going to have a hard time next year. So the recap, bring it all in, take what you learned from it. And what I would love to see here, what did I miss? I'm always curious about what I missed. What industry recap do you think is really, really strong, but not just what happened, but what did you learn from it? Because I think that's what's really important. So 2023, toodles, look forward to next year because it's going to be our moment once again. But remember, you can follow at any time. All right. So super excited for next year. And do not forget that money is just a vessel to do all the amazing things you want to go do in life. Go live it. See you next week.